Are you serious? Are you serious? The United States missile shield system starts up in Romania, and the Russians are furious. That's the honest to God truth, folks. The United States anti-missile defense system in Romania, aimed at protecting NATO members from threats by rogue nations, became operational today in a move that has it's caused Russia. They're in a rage. They're in a rage. It's Russian rage. The missile interceptor station is located in southern Romania, and it will help defend NATO members against the threat of a short, medium-range ballistic missiles, particularly from the Middle East. But today, the United States and Romania make history in delivering this system to NATO alliance. And the U.S. commander in Europe and Africa, Mark Ferguson, at an inauguration ceremony alongside NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg. So NATO is gearing up. And you know, when I've talked to you guys about this about 2 weeks ago, that Defense Secretary Ash Carter proposal was to spend $572 billion in the year of 2017, and that the majority of it would be spent to defend the nations in Europe, NATO nations in Europe. And also, a lot of money was going to go to a new advanced weaponry and technology. So, the Cold War is back, folks. The Cold War is back, believe me. It just hasn't been declared. But here's what's going on now. Russia sees this missile system as a security threat right on its doorstep, despite U.S. and NATO insisting it is not aimed at undermining Moscow's defenses at all. It's just a defense mechanism for the NATO forces. Now, from the very beginning of this whole story, we have said that according to our experts and their opinions, we are convinced that the deployment of the missile defense system is truly a threat to Russia's security, said the Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov. He told reporters this in Moscow. But relations between NATO and Moscow have sharply deteriorated since Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine back in March of 2014, a little over 2 years ago, sparking fears among other Eastern European countries that they too could be the targets of Russian aggression, because they have been in the past. It's not like this hasn't happened before. So, I mean, you know, burn me once, shame on you, but burn me twice, shame on me. All right? And so you got to protect yourself, folks. If you think this world is built on your word and a handshake, you can forget it. You give someone your word and you give them a handshake, and you may truly mean it in your heart, but you don't know the intentions of the heart of the other individual. So thus, you must also have a backup precautions, and especially nations, especially in this apocalyptic, cataclysmic world that we're living in. We're in the last days. I'm going to make this declaration. I made it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. This is the apocalyptic era. Everything's in play now. Planet X, lava domes rising, rivers boiling in Yellowstone, volcanoes erupting, breaking records, earthquakes breaking records, extreme weather conditions, straight line winds, huge hail falling from the sky, sinkholes swallowing homes and cars and buildings. I mean, are you serious? 7 billion people on this planet. There's not enough clean drinking water. This will become one of the biggest issues of all times. And I actually believe it could be the problem that the Antichrist solves. Imagine a man that comes in, and because there's wars raging over not enough water. And imagine a man that with one stroke of a pen or one wave of his hand comes up with a miracle chemical cure for all poisonous, stagnant, radiated, contaminated, lead-poisoned water. And that just instantly converts, and water is going to be cleansed everywhere. Imagine the power that individual would have. And just a thought, but there's no doubt about it, when the Antichrist rises, he will solve insuperable problems because he is the Antichrist. He has alien technology from the devil himself, okay? Luciferian technology, or if you will, demon powers. And so we are staring at this thing, and every time I see these wars and rumors of wars, I just realize this is all part of this apocalyptic era. Jesus told us about it in Matthew 24. I did yesterday. A long day at the television station. But I did 6 television shows yesterday. 6 different subjects. They were all Bible prophecy. Some teachings that I had studied out for several hours the week, or actually 2 weeks prior to that. And I spent 2 weeks worth of evenings. And so that's some of the most detailed information I've ever brought out in these 6 30-minute teachings. And they'll be airing, I think the first one airs next Friday night or something on DirecTV, channel 367. And I'm giving you a heads up. Start watching our television shows. We're on DirecTV every Friday night on channel 367. Every Friday night on channel 367 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. That's 11:30 p.m. Eastern every Friday night on DirecTV, channel 367. That's World Harvest Television, all right? Part of LaCie, it's owned by LaCie Broadcasting. Every Sunday night, we're on now channel 46, South Bend, Indiana, channel 40, Indianapolis, Indiana. Those air at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Also, every Sunday night, we're on channel 20, New Orleans, Louisiana, every Sunday night. That goes on the air at 11 p.m. Central down in New Orleans. And then every Wednesday, starting this coming Wednesday, we're on every Wednesday afternoon at 12:30 p.m., right after Jack Van Impe. We come on channel 45, Orlando, Florida. Channel 45, Orlando, Florida. So I just want to throw that out there for some folks. Watch these broadcasts, because there's some really, I really bear down on some biblical prophecy information and teaching for you that I think you're truly going to enjoy. They really are well done. And I have to give the editors and the film crew a great pat on the back, because they really did a great job. So anyway, this is Russia's mad again. Russia's mad. And if Trump is the next president of the United States, and he's up in Capitol Hill right now, and he's meeting with Paul Ryan and several other Republican leaders, and they're discussing the next administration's policies and working with Congress. Also, Trump has now narrowed down his vice presidential picks to 5. You can feel the inertia. You can feel the urgency. And you know that the Russians and the Chinese, the Middle Eastern nations, the Iranians, ISIS, all of them are wondering, what does this all mean? So everybody's getting in position. Everybody's moving assets around. Everybody is preparing for ultimately Armageddon. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're living in the last days. Jesus is coming soon.